You already know the answer to the nature of reality, but you refuse to accept it, my friend, as we sit here in this quiet room, surrounded by the faint hum of the air conditioner and the soft glow of the evening sun peeking through the blinds. The truth is, our perception of reality is fundamentally flawed, and this flaw is rooted in the very fabric of our existence. Therefore, it's essential to question everything we think we know. But, as we delve into the concept of simulated reality, we begin to realize that the idea of a simulated world has been debated by philosophers and scientists for decades. Therefore, it's crucial to understand the implications of this concept, and how it challenges our understanding of the world. The concept of simulated reality raises fundamental questions about the nature of existence. But what if I told you that reality can't be simulated? You see, the simulation hypothesis challenges our understanding of free will and the human experience, but it also raises questions about the nature of the simulator. Therefore, we must consider the possibility that our reality is not a simulation, but rather a complex, intricate web of experiences that can't be replicated. But, if we assume that reality can be simulated, we're faced with a paradox. The paradox arises when we consider the fact that a simulated reality would require a simulator, but the simulator would also be a part of the simulation. Therefore, we're left with an infinite regress of simulators, each one simulating the next. But, this raises a fundamental question: what is the nature of the original simulator? As we explore this question, we begin to realize that the simulation hypothesis is not just a philosophical thought experiment, but a deeply profound commentary on the human condition. Therefore, it's essential to consider the implications of this hypothesis, and how it challenges our understanding of reality. But, as we delve deeper into the simulation paradox, we'll discover that the truth is far more complex, and far more shocking, than we ever could have imagined. The idea that our reality might be a simulation is a concept that has been explored in various fields, from philosophy to science fiction. But, as we consider the possibility that reality can't be simulated, we're forced to confront the limitations of our understanding. Therefore, it's essential to approach this topic with a sense of humility, and a willingness to challenge our assumptions. As we navigate the complexities of the simulation paradox, we'll encounter a range of perspectives, from the philosophical to the scientific. But, ultimately, the truth about reality will depend on our ability to question our assumptions, and to challenge the status quo. Therefore, it's crucial to approach this topic with an open mind, and a willingness to explore the unknown. As we embark on this journey to explore the nature of reality, we must consider the foundations of simulated reality. But, what if our reality is not what it seems, and we are merely living in a sophisticated simulation created by an advanced civilization? Therefore, it's essential to examine the concept of simulated reality and its implications on our understanding of the world. The concept of simulated reality is based on the idea that an advanced civilization could create a realistic simulation of reality. But, this raises questions about the level of complexity and detail required to convince humans that the simulation is real. Therefore, the simulation would need to be incredibly complex and detailed, taking into account the vast array of human experiences, emotions, and perceptions. The idea of simulated reality also raises questions about the nature of consciousness and the human experience. But, if our reality is simulated, then what does it mean to be conscious, and how do we define the human experience? Therefore, we must consider the thoughts of philosophers such as Plato, who argued that reality is merely a shadow of the true reality. This thought experiment challenges us to think critically about the nature of reality and our place within it. As we delve deeper into the concept of simulated reality, we must consider the implications of such an idea on our understanding of the world. But, if our reality is simulated, then what does it mean to have free will, and do we have control over our actions? Therefore, we must explore the idea that our reality may be influenced by the simulators, and that our actions may be part of a larger design. This raises questions about the nature of agency and whether we are merely pawns in a larger game. As we ponder the idea that our reality may be part of a larger design, we are forced to confront the philosophical implications of this concept. But what if this simulation is not just a simple exercise in control? Therefore, we must delve deeper into the potential purposes and motivations behind the simulation, and consider the possibility that our reality is part of a complex experiment. The simulation hypothesis challenges our understanding of reality and our place in the universe. But if our reality is indeed simulated, then what is the purpose of the simulation? Is it a form of entertainment for the simulators? Or is it a scientific experiment, designed to test the boundaries of human behavior and the nature of reality? Therefore, we must consider the possibility that our actions and decisions are being influenced by the simulators, and that our free will is an illusion. The idea of simulated reality raises questions about the nature of free will and the human condition. But if our choices and decisions are part of a pre-programmed script, then do we truly have control over our own lives? Therefore, we must consider the philosophical implications of a simulated reality, and how it challenges our understanding of human existence and the concept of free will. For example, we can look to the thought experiment of Plato's allegory of the cave, where prisoners are chained in a cave and can only see shadows of reality. This raises questions about the nature of perception and reality, and how our understanding of the world is influenced by our surroundings and the information we receive. As we ponder the nature of reality and our understanding of it, we are forced to consider the possibility that our reality might not be as real as we think. But what if there's more to this idea than just philosophical speculation? Therefore, let's delve into the scientific evidence that suggests our reality might be a simulation. Some scientists argue that the universe is made up of a complex web of energy and matter that could be simulated, with some even suggesting that the universe is a vast, cosmic computer program. The discovery of dark matter and dark energy has led some scientists to suggest that our universe is a simulation, as these mysterious entities make up a large portion of the universe's mass-energy budget, yet we know so little about them. This has led to theories such as the simulation hypothesis, which proposes that our reality is a simulation created by a more advanced civilization. But what does this mean for our understanding of the universe and our place within it? Therefore, we must consider the implications of such a theory and how it challenges our current understanding of reality. The idea of simulated reality is supported by some interpretations of quantum mechanics, which suggest that reality is fundamentally made up of information and that the act of observation itself can change the behavior of particles. This has led to thought experiments such as the quantum eraser, which shows how the past can be changed by events in the present. But what if we take this idea a step further and consider the possibility that our reality is not just influenced by observation, but is actually a simulation created by a more advanced civilization? To further illustrate this idea, let's consider the thought experiment known as the brain in a vat, which suggests that we could be brains that have been removed from our bodies and placed in a vat of nutrients, with our reality being simulated by a powerful computer. This raises questions about the nature of reality and how we can ever truly know what is real and what is not. Therefore, we must consider the possibility that our reality is not what it seems and that there may be more to the universe than we currently understand. As we delve deeper into the nature of reality, we are faced with a profound question: what if our reality is not real, but rather a simulation created by a more advanced civilization? But therefore, this idea raises a paradox, one that challenges our understanding of the universe and our place in it. The simulation hypothesis creates a paradox, where if our reality is simulated, then the simulators must also be simulated, and so on. This paradox is reminiscent of the ancient philosophical concept of infinite regress, where a problem is repeated recursively, with no clear beginning or end. But therefore, this paradox raises questions about the nature of reality and the limits of simulation. If we are living in a simulated reality, then what is the purpose of the simulation, and what lies beyond the boundaries of our simulated world? The paradox of simulated reality challenges our understanding of the universe and our place in it, forcing us to consider the possibility that our reality is not the only one. But therefore, this idea also raises questions about the nature of the simulators, and whether they too are living in a simulated reality. This thought experiment, known as the simulation hypothesis, was first proposed by philosopher Nick Bostrom, who argued that if a civilization were to develop a realistic simulation of reality, it would likely create multiple simulations, resulting in an infinite number of parallel universes. As we consider the implications of the simulation hypothesis, we are forced to confront the limits of our understanding and the potential for a never-ending cycle of simulations. But therefore, this paradox also presents an opportunity for us to re-examine our assumptions about the nature of reality and the universe. By exploring the paradox of simulated reality, we may uncover new insights into the human condition and our place in the grand scheme of existence. The paradox of simulated reality is a complex and multifaceted concept, one that challenges our understanding of the universe and our place in it. As we delve deeper into the paradox of simulated reality, we are faced with a multitude of questions that challenge our understanding of the human condition. But what if our reality is not real, and we are merely living in a simulation created by a more advanced civilization? Therefore, it is essential to explore the implications of simulated reality on our understanding of free will and the human experience. The idea of simulated reality raises fundamental questions about the nature of consciousness and the human experience. But if our reality is simulated, do we really have free will, or are our choices predetermined by the simulator? Therefore, we must consider the possibility that our choices and decisions are part of the simulation, and that our sense of agency is merely an illusion. The implications of simulated reality are far-reaching and challenge our understanding of the universe. But what if the simulator is not just a passive observer, but an active participant in the simulation, influencing the course of events? Therefore, we must consider the potential consequences of simulated reality on our understanding of morality and ethics. To better understand the implications of simulated reality, let us consider a thought experiment proposed by the philosopher Nick Bostrom. But what if we assume that advanced civilizations are likely to create simulations of reality, and that we are likely living in one of these simulations? Therefore, we must consider the potential consequences of this assumption on our understanding of the human condition and our place in the universe. As we continue to explore the paradox of simulated reality, we are reminded of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato's allegory of the cave. But what if our reality is like the cave, and we are merely perceiving shadows of the true reality? Therefore, we must consider the potential implications of simulated reality on our understanding of knowledge and perception. As we ponder the idea that our reality might be a simulation, we are faced with a daunting question: is there a way to escape or transcend the simulation? But what if the simulators have designed the simulation to be a self-contained, inescapable system, with no exit strategy in place? Therefore, we must consider the possibility that our reality is a complex, intricate web, with no clear way to escape or even communicate with the outside world. But, some theories suggest that it may be possible to communicate with the simulators or even hack the simulation, allowing us to transcend the limitations of our reality. This idea is reminiscent of the ancient Greek myth of Plato's allegory of the cave, where the prisoner is able to escape the cave and see the true reality, but only after a long and difficult journey. Therefore, we must ask ourselves, what if we are like the prisoner, and our reality is just a shadow of the true reality, waiting to be discovered? The search for a way out of the simulation is a complex and challenging problem that requires a deep understanding of the simulation itself. But, what if the simulators have left us clues, hidden within the simulation, that could help us escape or communicate with them? Therefore, we must be diligent in our search for answers, and consider all possibilities, no matter how unlikely they may seem. As we delve deeper into the idea of simulated reality, we are faced with more questions than answers. But, what if the answer lies in the realm of philosophy, rather than science? Therefore, we must consider the thoughts of philosophers such as René Descartes, who said, "I think, therefore I am," and ask ourselves, what does it mean to exist in a simulated reality? The idea of simulated reality raises fundamental questions about the nature of existence and our place within it. But, what if our existence is not just a product of the simulation, but also a key to unlocking its secrets? Therefore, we must continue to explore, to seek out new knowledge and understanding, and to push the boundaries of what we thought was possible. As we move forward in our search for a way out of the simulation, we must be prepared to face new challenges and obstacles. But, what if the journey itself is the destination, and the search for a way out is what gives our existence meaning? Therefore, we must approach this journey with an open mind, and a willingness to question everything we thought we knew about reality. In conclusion, the search for a way out of the simulation is a complex and challenging problem, but it is also a journey of discovery and growth. But, what if the greatest discovery is not the way out, but the journey itself, and the knowledge and understanding we gain along the way? Therefore, we must continue to explore, to seek out new knowledge and understanding, and to push the boundaries of what we thought was possible. Conclusion: the reality paradox. As we delve deeper into the simulation hypothesis, we find ourselves entangled in a web of profound questions and paradoxes. The notion that our reality might be a simulation raises fundamental concerns about the nature of existence and our place in the universe. We are forced to confront the possibility that our reality is not real in the classical sense, but rather a complex creation of a more advanced civilization. The paradox of simulated reality challenges our understanding of the universe and our place in it. If we are living in a simulation, then what is the purpose of the simulation? Are we merely entertainment for the simulators, or is there a more profound reason for our existence? The search for a way out of the simulation is a complex and challenging problem that requires a deep understanding of the simulation itself. As we navigate the labyrinthine corridors of simulated reality, we begin to realize that the journey itself is the destination. The pursuit of knowledge and understanding becomes an all-consuming passion, driving us to push the boundaries of what we thought was possible. We are drawn to the unknown, like moths to a flame, driven by an insatiable curiosity about the nature of reality. The simulation hypothesis raises more questions than it answers, leaving us with a profound sense of uncertainty and wonder. We are forced to confront the limits of our knowledge and the boundaries of our understanding. And yet, it is in this uncertainty that we find the greatest opportunity for growth and discovery. As we stand at the precipice of this reality paradox, we are faced with the ultimate question: what is the nature of reality, and what lies beyond the veil of the simulation? The answer, much like the truth, remains elusive, hidden behind a veil of uncertainty and doubt. And so, we are left with the ultimate question: what is the nature of reality, and what lies beyond the veil of the simulation?